Hello there. So today we're going to learn a new song, You Are My Sunshine, and the song chart will be in the description box. So this song also uses 3 chords, and what I wanted to talk to you, we're going to talk some tips that I feel you're probably ready for at this point. It's a lot of information, so you may need to go back and look at some of the other ones so you catch up on all the information. I like to do a review of what we do each time, which is the sitting comfortably with it and holding it. So let's do that. And then we'll talk about some other important things in your playing that we want to get a little bit of knowledge about. So we've got it at the 45. We know that our fingers are numbered, our strings are numbered from the floor up. We've got however many frets, headstock, tuning pegs. We come back down here and we come across, we've pulled the instrument in with our forearm, and we're not using the strap because I find that it's better for good body posture and feeling in control of the instrument, that if you start out by using the forearm here and it comes across, and we're just going to hold there for a minute. It fits my body. This is a little bit different than that soprano that I had to have it a little bit forward because it's not as big. And then we come across here, we're going to reposition our fretting hand, thumb up, second fret space against the back. We've got a gap here between the neck. We've got the fingers extended. They're going to come around, and we're just going to review what it looks like to do an F chord. Fingers are on their tips. And if you can't do that, that's fine. As a new player, you're just trying to remember where the chord is. So it's strings 2 and 4, frets 1 and 2, fingers 1 and 2, and there we go. And the hand should look like that, where the thumb and the fingers are working together. There's the gap there. So we're going to come back and we're going to strum that. So 2 bars. And one of the things that you can do as you're learning to play is just do 1 strum for 4 counts, and then make your change 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go through a little bit of a chord warm-up for the 3 chords that you know. So we're going to do a bar of C in that learning method. So I want you to just do 1, 2, you're changing to F. 1, 2, 3, G7. 1, 2, 3, 4, C. 2, 3, pause. Okay, so that was a whole note. That was 1 sound for 4 beats at a fairly slow tempo. So let's do that one more time. And this time let's just do the chord pattern for the Lion song, which was in the previous video. And the pattern is a bar of C, a bar of F, back to C, and then a bar of G7 throughout. So let's do that as a bit of a review. So 1, 2, change to F, and 2, 3, 4, and C. 2, 3, 4, G7. 2, 3, 4. Good. So what you want to be doing as you play is do a little bit of a warm-up. Try to keep adding chords to your repertoire. Look at the chord chart, and if you do find songs you want to play, which I recommend that if you just search for songs that you are interested in, that's a really good way to encourage yourself to practice. Keep adding, right? So you've got the C, the F, the G7. It's important to try to remember that when you're going from one chord to the next, that you have 1 finger in place before you let that other one go. In You Are My Sunshine, we have a couple of things that I wanted to give you tips on. The song has C and then it goes to C7. And what I want you to understand is that you can still use the C chord throughout. You don't have to try and get to the C7 if it means it's going to be a big struggle to try to get to the next important chord in the song, which is the F. So you can just stay on the C chord. And in another video, we'll talk about these chord charts. But just know, in this particular one, there's a bit of timing shown. So they've got these vertical lines that show you these bars, right? And then they've got the chord and then the beats within those bars. So it's not always precise. It's not nearly as precise as a note reading, but it's what people do, and they generously make a lot of these charts, so we really appreciate that. All right, so you're relaxed, you're sitting upright, big breath in, and we're going to do a quick vocal warm-up like we do for your ear training and good pitch, so your instrument is tuned, plucking the C string, coming across the string like this, so you want it to be wavering like that and giving you a good sound to listen to. And again, relax and sing la. And now the next open string, not fretting, in pitch order would mean E. So that's your giraffes can eat. La. Now let's drop back down to the C for a minute. La. Then the E. La. Back and forth between those. La. La. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next ascending note going up in pitch order is that G. Let's give that a whirl. La. La. Good. Okay. So if you have any questions, please drop me a little note. And we're going to start off. I'm not going to play the intro. You'll see there's a little intro, but we're just going to jump right into the song. So there we go. Night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. Now you don't have to do C7, but you can. Now we're jumping up to this one first. F. I was mistaken when I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sun. And I didn't change to the C7. Then I'm going to do it this time. Now I'm coming up top to the F and then moving. How much I love you, please don't take. There's a G7 for 2 beats. Away. So we can carry on with that, but I'll leave you to do the rest of the song. But a couple of tips about playing and singing together. Now, some people tell me that they struggle a lot with being able to keep all of this going, which of course is a lot to learn, and also vocalizing. So what I suggest, I have 2 suggestions, is that you slow down, very slow. I know it can seem very dull, but eventually you'll put them all together and it won't be that slow. So there's a great saying, it's go slow, learn fast. So we want to be going very slowly. Now I'm climbing up to the top for the F, right? So the other thing that I suggest people do is, because we like to vocalize, a lot of people want to be able to sing, but they can't keep the chords going, because what we will do as people is that the thing that we're really good at, which is reading, most of us have learned to read, we will start to read the words, and then our brain space that we have for playing the chords sort of gets lost because we favor the reading. It's sort of our default skill, and we've got all these new skills. So what you can do to still vocalize is, most people know this song, so finding songs that you know, you can just go la 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 la. So I just turned the melody line, right? This is accompaniment, and I'm singing the melody line. Is that we just change it into the simple word of la. So in the Lion song, when you're doing the chorus, whim away is basically like that. You just whim away, a whim. It's not any words that you have to try to put into a part of your brain, okay? So let's just review. We've got a lot of new skills that we've got going on here. We're holding it, we're strumming, we're trying to keep a steady rhythm, we're doing chords, we're trying to form them, and then we know where they are, and we're having to jump around to those different shapes. So it's a lot of information that you're putting into what I call a bowl of knowledge. And so what will get pushed out of the bowl is the latest skill that you have, and the ones that you already have will stay in the bowl. And that's not what we're really looking for when we're learning to play. We want to make sure that we can keep the new skills that we're trying to add into our abilities in the bowl. So that means either 1, slow down if you want to start to sing, right? And then la la, or try to memorize by repeating. So just take, as I showed you in this one, I only went a little ways in, and I would just typically in a class repeat the beginning part, because what you're trying to learn are the chords. And then when you get to the verse again, it's the same melody, it's just got new words. So you want to have a good, strong ability to make those chord changes as they go. And then if you dive farther into the song, then you've got more proficiency with your chord making and the new words, even if you're singing them or if you're not, right? If you're still la la, right? It doesn't matter if you do the next verse and so on. But you really want to get those skills good and solid, right? Okay, so the last little tip that we'll talk about is finger position on the fretting. So we see that these wires are bumpy. So now that you're at the level that you are where you've learned a few chords, think about what you're doing here. You can feel the bumps. And the reason that we fret close to the fret wire is because we're actually bending the nylon string over that bump and we're pressing it down. So we're not really pressing so hard that our fingertip turns white, but the way you can tell how hard you need to press is rest your finger on the string, but don't press it down, and just start to pluck it. And you'll hear it's dead sounding, doesn't make any sound. And begin to just depress the string until you start to make it ring beside the fret wire, not on it. And then you get it. So I can feel. So I'm just going to take a moment. I'm going to take it off, and then I'm going to put it back on, make it dead sound, and then I'm going to start to press. And then I'm going to relax into that. And I know, because we don't want to develop a lot of tension and fatigue in this fretting hand. So let's put F on before I leave you go to do your practicing. We're on that second string, first fret. Now you can see possibly that the tip of my finger, so I always tell kids this is like little ballerinas going up on point, is that you're on your point. So if you can crop your fingernails down, you know, we can manage without doing that, but it is easier if your fingernail is not hitting the fretboard. So let's make the F chord. We've got our thumb and back. The instrument is not out here. We've pulled it back if it is. We're nice and straight. We're relaxed. We're feeling good about the vibrations, and we're knowing that this is a fun activity and we're going to be getting it. And it's just going to be, by the time we've spent, you know, a month or two on it, we're going to have a lot of songs and a lot of knowledge, and really fun and helpful knowledge. F chord strumming. 2, 3, 4. Now change to a C, back to an F. So you're thinking a little bit ahead. When I say that we're going to put that F chord on, we're going to do that for a bar. And then when I say we're going to go to the C, we're going to do that in a bar. So you're thinking about how you get there. So F. So I'm thinking about C. And then I'm thinking I'm going back to F. Good? And then let's do one to the G7. So I'm coming up, index finger, one on either side. And now I've swiveled my hand a little bit up to the headstock, which is fine. Normally when you're doing C, you're straight down here. You do this, and it's hard to keep them all like that, but you can swivel that up there like that, and you're snuggled up to the fret wire there, not on it. Okay, so I hope you have found that helpful. If you have, please like, subscribe, and share the video to anybody that you think might benefit from playing this wonderful instrument, and everyone would benefit. So I just hope that you will do that, and that you will enjoy your playing. And if you know anybody who you feel would be fun to play along with, make sure that you do that. Get people together in a group, make it a social thing. There's people in my class that will play different songs that are play-alongs on their laptops and etc. And they all gather around and play those songs. If you do choose to do that, remember that on YouTube there is the little gear icon, and if you click on that, you can change the playback speed if you find that you found a song but the chords are moving too quickly, and you can change the playback speed to 0.75, and now it makes the vocals sound a bit odd, but that's okay because you're just trying to learn the chords. All right, so enjoy your playing and have fun. I hope that helped.